Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the fifth episode of the Triple D's podcast. I'm your host, Devin, here with my co-host, David. And it's been a while since we've been on here. We've missed some playoff action, but today we're here on the night of May 29th to discuss the conference finals matchups, the Lakers versus the Nuggets, Celtics versus the Heat. Lakers versus Nuggets series ended a while back, and the Celtics Heat series ended just tonight. As you can see, we're dripped out, Denver Nuggets, first time in franchise history making it to the finals. We're excited about that. Game 1, Thursday, June 1st. We will be there no matter what. But we're here to discuss everything that went down in these games, our honest opinions, our thoughts on it. And yeah, so Dave, if you got anything to say before we go into it, I'll let you take the mic.
So just to start out this first Nugget segment, this cannot go unnoticed, but we didn't cover round two at all.
Yep.
But we need to cover that the Nuggets absolutely beat to a pulp the Phoenix Suns on their home court for a second year in a row.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
Nuggets beat the Suns in six. That was a great feeling.
Yes.
But yeah, so Nuggets beat the Lakers in four, swept them for the first time in franchise history. That was amazing because the Lakers have had our number for so many years, like the past three times that we've been in the conference finals. So that was just awesome for the city of Denver to finally get that, especially against the Lakers. But yeah, I guess I'll kind of go a little bit game by game. Game one, the Nuggets at one point were up at like 21 points. It seemed like, the game was going to be over by like the beginning of the third quarter. But Lakers, I think at one point tie it, but then the Nuggets end up pulling away again, winning by a couple. Game two, it's a lot closer. Lakers play a lot better, but Denver just keeps on winning.
Yeah, that was
game three.
That was the blow up from Jamal Murray in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Lakers leading the whole game. That was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, first half he was shooting very poorly. Game three, we were watching that one together. Jamal Murray like 30 points first half.
Yeah, that was
amazing game.
Yeah.
Jokic kind of a really mediocre game, but at the same time it was still good. Like it wasn't bad. Yeah. So yeah, Nuggets end up winning that one. Game four, it was very close the whole game mainly, and then on that last possession, Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon play amazing defense to block LeBron and send the Nuggets to the finals.
Yeah, that last possession, the relief after the buzzer went off, no foul was called, thankfully. Everyone started to celebrate. That was amazing, a great feeling. But yeah, I'll just go in order like you did kind of on my thoughts. Game one, I was super hyped for it. And like you said, the Nuggets, they came out guns blazing. They went up big. They were up 20. But they, like, almost generationally choked. They were up, like, 20 in the fourth, and the Lakers just completely came back under the power of Austin Reeves, LeBron. It was close, but they were able to pull away. So at the end of that game, I wasn't really impressed with the win because of what happened at the end. But obviously, it turned out to be a dictator for the rest of the series as a 4-0 sweep happened. Game two, I was at Ball Arena for the game. That was one of my best experiences ever. Going to a conference finals games, that's just a blessing, man. That was amazing to watch. But yeah, watching that in person, that was some of the worst reffing I have ever seen in my life. The whole first half, the free throw differential was insane. The Lakers shot like 25 free throws in the first half. Really just unbelievable stuff. They were up, I think, by like 7 or 10 at halftime, somewhere in that range, like almost double digits up at halftime. Third quarter, same old. But then the fourth quarter, I just got to tip my hat to Jamal Murray for what he did, man. He literally turned into a absolute beast. You could not grab a single person on planet Earth to defend him and stop him in that moment. He was so locked in on winning that game, and he single-handedly did it. Jokic, the first two games, he was horrible in the fourth quarter. Like he did absolutely nothing. But Jamal Murray, he carried that load and he played amazing. He hit shot after shot, insane contested threes. The crowd was extremely high, but I lost my voice. That was just insane masterclass. Amazing to watch. Up 2-0. at that point, I like definitely my confidence was leaning towards, the Nuggets got this in the bag, right? I mean, but game 3 was extremely important because if the Nuggets win game 3, it's over. I mean, we'll get
Yeah.
into that 3-0 stuff later, but no team's ever come back from 3-0. And I have 0% chance that the Lakers would do so. But if the Lakers win, they gain the momentum in the series. It's 2-1. They have a home court, and then if they win that game, boom, even series right back up. So game 3 was the biggest one of the series. As you said, we were watching together. Just interesting first half. I mean, it was like between both teams about even, but I'm pretty sure the Nuggets had a very little lead at halftime, or the Lakers. I'm not sure. It was a very close game. But one guy I want to give a shout out to was Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He played amazing that game. He had a lot of points in the first half. He was hitting shots. He was driving to the rim, being aggressive, and I mean, it was just amazing to see. And then in the fourth quarter, when Jamal Murray finally slipped up, as you said, he had like 30-something in the first half, which was ridiculous. He barely scored in the second, but Jokic did his thing. He showed why he was the best player in the world. Shot after shot, he was the entire offense that game. He was creating for everybody with his passing, his playmaking, his shot-making ability. It was just insane. He was hitting shot after shot in the post. He was creating open looks for guys. It was awesome. Their defense was great in Game 3 as well, and they were able to pull away. They were up 3-0, and at that point, I was going into Game 4, absolute full confidence they would get the sweep, and not even worried at all, because even if they lost, that's fine with me. We'll go back to Denver. We'll get the job done. Yeah. Game 4 in LA, it started off, pretty bad. The Lakers, started off strong, but then I'm pretty sure the Nuggets ended up taking the lead at some point in, the second half. Jokic had a crazy game in the second half, as he did all series. This series cemented himself as the best player in the world. The things he does, it's just, I don't even know how to explain it, man. The shots he can make over defenders. He completely disproved everybody who said that Anthony Davis was going to shut him down this series. Completely. Yeah. Because there were a bunch of those talks. Anthony Davis is the best defender in the league. No, he's not. He showed that he is not. I mean, yes, Jokic is near impossible to guard, but still, he made a fool of him. And also defending him. Jokic, one thing I want to stress, he had really good defense this series. His defense that was probably what impressed me maybe even the most. I mean, his defense on Anthony Davis in the post was crazy. He wasn't letting him back him down. He was getting a hand in his face. He was forcing him to shoot tough mid-range jumpers. It was great. So then Game 4, close game throughout the whole fourth, back and forth. I thought LeBron was going to do it by himself, man. He had no help all game. He had a 40.
He scored 40.
Yeah, 40. A 40-point triple-double. Last play of the game, I'm not saying I'm surprised they didn't call a foul because it was a foul. It was not a foul, not even close. But knowing how the refs are, you see LeBron go, you would think they're going to call a foul. But they didn't. Yeah. Everyone started to celebrate, and the impossible happened. History, the Denver Nuggets make the first NBA Finals in franchise history. What a sight, man. Nikola Jokic won Western Conference Finals MVP, and they had so much rest. I'm pretty sure the game was last Monday. Monday or last Tuesday or last Sunday maybe. And they play on Thursday. That's a 10-day break. It's insane. They could have went on a vacation with all their families. I don't know what they did, but it was awesome. And they just made a complete fool out of the Lakers. I don't know where the Lakers go from here. They have a lot of expiring contracts. They have to make a big decision with Austin Reeves, who proved that he can be a good third option on that team. There was all the talk about LeBron retiring. Bro, he's not going to retire. If anything, he'll pull a MJ and take a year off and play with Bronny, but that's 2% chance of happening. He's not going to retire. That was just some media headline to get away from the fact that he just got fucking swept in the Western Conference Finals by the Denver Nuggets. So the Nuggets are extremely legit. If you say otherwise, I'm not going to listen to you. They are a scary team for sure. So that's my thoughts on the whole series. I thought the Nuggets played amazing.
Yeah, and some other points I wanted to bring up is throughout this whole playoffs, Aaron Gordon has played some amazing defense on guys like Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards at times, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and on LeBron as well. He has played some amazing defense. You know, he's gone from a number one option in Orlando to an amazing, maybe not role player, but he's been like a great third or fourth option, and he's done his part. He, you know, takes what Jokic gives him. And I also wanted to bring up that Jamal, even though like sometimes, like in the game two at the end of the game, you know, he was like 6 of 7 or something on field goals.
Yeah.
He brought that over to game three in Los Angeles, and they did not, because I kept hearing that the media would say like, "Oh, LA's gonna like intimidate Denver in that first game in LA with the loud crowd and everything." Like that crowd was loud maybe twice
Yeah,
in
there
the
was
whole series.
nothing at all. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but going back to what you said, in the second round specifically, Aaron Gordon was amazing on Kevin Durant. Sure, go ahead, look at the box score. Kevin Durant averaged 35 a game. No, that's not the story at all. Aaron Gordon slowed down Kevin Durant a lot, and that really was the downfall of the Suns in that series. But yeah, I mean, Jamal Murray averaged 32 in the conference finals as a second option. Like, dude, this team is so deep. Another guy I want to give a shout out to is Bruce Brown. I never knew he had the scoring capability. I saw him back in Brooklyn. He's kind of like a Gary Payton type player. Like he's just like there to do the gritty stuff, play defense. But no, he scored 20 points per game. He scored 20 points multiple times throughout the playoffs, and he did it in the conference finals off the bench. He's a great sixth man. Probably the best one this entire playoff. So I want to give a shout out to him. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that series. I mean, it was a breeze. I mean, as much as people want to hype up everything, oh, Lakers lost. Oh my God. No, Nuggets are a way better team. They handled business, and they made history, and the state of Colorado is ready for Thursday.
all right. So the Eastern Conference just wrapped up, and it went to 7 games, which I was very surprised. I thought the Heat were going to finish it in at the most 6, but they let it go to 7. Almost let Celtics make history by being the first team come back 3-0, but they didn't. Miami just blew out Boston at the last quarter. Boston gave up like they always do. They shine away. They don't let the bright lights. They let the bright lights get to them, you know. And a lot of, I don't know where they go from here. Maybe Jaylen Brown leaves, but I'm not sure yet where he would go. I mean, Jayson Tatum's not going anywhere, obviously. Maybe take a look at like the head coaching right there, but if you think like, did Miami win or did Boston lose? It was definitely a Miami won. Because they took advantage. At first, like the first couple minutes, they looked lost. Like I really thought that maybe Boston would take this, but they were able to, you know, gather around and really tough it out, be the more aggressive team, more tough team, and they pulled out the victory.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, this would have been the most embarrassing moment in NBA history if Miami lost this game. They were up 3-0. They played so good in the first 3 games. I thought, no doubt in my mind, they were going to not sweep them. They won by 30 at home, game 3. Everything was going good. Jimmy was taunting. The crowd was going crazy. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown were defeated. The coach Mazzulla had no clue what he was doing. But somehow, I mean, hey, they said don't let him get 1. They got 1, and then they were able to get 3. I mean, those 3 games, game 4, 5, and 6, man, as much as I love them, as much as I love him, you got to put some blame on Jimmy Butler. He was horrible those games,
and Bam
Adebayo. They did nothing. They literally did nothing. I watched all the games. They did nothing. Literally, their best players of those games were Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin. Like, dude, I mean, you gotta have your guys step up. The Celtics are not a bad team. As much as they, like you said, fold under pressure, they're a good team. They can beat any team in the league because they have that talent on their roster. But, yeah, they let it get to 7. I honestly, if I had to choose, I would probably pick the Celtics at the beginning of this game to win, just because like they're at home. You know, the crowd was into it. They were the first half, the first quarter, and everything. But man, Miami got the job done. Like you said, the first couple minutes, that was some horrible basketball I was watching. What normally happens in NBA games, I was talking this when I was watching the game. Both teams were shooting horribly, but normally that flips around like me. Like there's a lot of the times in a big game, teams shoot horribly to start the game, but then obviously they pick it up, they shoot better. Miami did that. Boston did not. Oh my god, they were absolutely horrible tonight. They were like, and it's not even like missing like contested, like they were airballing wide open looks. Like Al Horford airball, Marcus Smart airball, like it was crazy. But going on for the rest of the game, man, shout out my dog Caleb fucking Martin, man. Caleb Martin came into this game, dropped 26. Dude, he was a freaking beast. He dropped 26 on 11 of 16 shooting in 45 minutes. He almost played every single minute. He has earned Coach Spo's trust, and he is going to get a bag this offseason. Miami should do anything in their power to re-sign him. Man, I don't know what I witnessed, because that was just like amazing. Like literally, that was amazing. Caleb Martin did not miss any shots. He shot 4 for 6 from 3. He was shooting heat check threes like he's Steph Curry. Like, man, that was beautiful to watch, dude. Like, especially in the second quarter and the third quarter, he really extended the lead. Caleb Martin should have won Eastern Conference Finals MVP, in my opinion, just because of how bad Jimmy was in games 4, 5, and 6. And Caleb Martin was good in games 4, 5, and 6. But shout out to Caleb Martin, man. And then, of course, shout out to Jimmy Butler. He scored 28 points on 12 of 28 shooting. He almost played the whole game. Like at the beginning of the game, like I said, like I thought the same thing was going to continue from game 4, 5, and 6. I think what was wrong with him was, for some reason, he wasn't being aggressive like he normally is. Like I see, like if you look, like instead of like what he normally does, he gets to his spot by the free throw line, by the elbow, and he'll just pull it like right in your face, like just pull his jump shot. He wasn't doing that anymore. He was doing pump fakes. He was looking around, taking horrible off balance shots, and it wasn't working. He wasn't being aggressive enough, and he didn't have his touch. Normally, Jimmy Butler doesn't swish shots. He like gets a good bounce because he has that insane mid-range shooter's touch. No, he was clanking left and right games 4, 5, and 6. And it started like that this game, but it changed for sure. He hit a good amount of threes. He hit 3 3-pointers, and he played great. I mean, shout out to Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo was horrible this game. He had some good defensive stops, but like he's going to step it up. I mean, we'll talk about it in our finals preview, but like Bam Adebayo on Jokic, that's going to be something to watch for sure. I don't know, Bam, he's super inconsistent. He hasn't done anything. Even in the games they won, even when they were up 3-0, he didn't really play that good. It's Jimmy Butler and all the undrafted dudes. Duncan Robinson played good. He scored 10 points. Haywood Highsmith like hasn't even played a single minute. That was the craziest thing. He hasn't even played like a single minute this entire playoffs. Coach Spo puts him in the second quarter, and he makes an immediate defensive impact. Comes in, gets a bunch of stops, plays good defense on the Stars. That was great to watch. Kyle Lowry hit some huge shots at times. Max Strus hit some insane threes. It was a great overall team effort. To the Celtics side, we all saw Jayson Tatum rolled his ankle on the first possession of the game. That was super unfortunate. It was a bad turn. I saw it. I mean, I could tell why he was wobbled, and you could tell the commentators were talking about it. You could tell he was hobbled up the entire game, man. I mean, every single time he would land, he'd grimace. Running up the court, he'd be grimacing, trying to shake off his ankle. Yeah, he still played 42 minutes, but he was horrible. Not that I can blame him too much, because yes, he was injured and that probably affected him, but he had 14 points. He only shot 13 shots. Your superstar shooting 13 shots in a game 7 after putting up 51 last series and shooting like 40, not okay. So, Jayson Tatum goes down. Who do you expect to show up and have the game of their lives to lead you to the NBA Finals? Jaylen Brown. What does Jaylen Brown fucking do? score as many field goals as turnovers. Jaylen Brown, you are horrible, man. And I'm not just saying that because everyone else is saying that. I watched that every single minute of that game, and I watched you stink it up, bro. You had 8 turnovers. You shot 8 for 23 from the field, 19 points, horrible efficiency. Bro, you like, how are you such a bad ball handler as the ball handler of this team? He got ripped at least like 5 times, dude. Like, the fans were booing him, man. 8 for 23, that's horrendous in a game 7. And literally, their best player was Derek White. This was Derek White versus Caleb Martin. Derek White had 18 points. He was hitting tough shots. He was getting and-1s, hitting contested threes. So shout out to D. White, man. He's a legend. You know, I like Derek White, Colorado native. Nobody else did anything. Al Horford missed a bunch of shots. Marcus Smart didn't even notice him the whole game. And pretty much nobody else played. I mean, Robert Williams made an impact, kind of. He was playing some good defense. He was catching some lobs. One guy that they shouldn't even played was Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon did not score this game, but he's injured. He didn't play last game. His like arm is broken practically. Yet you put him out there, you give him extended minutes, and you expect him to do something. He's not going to. Like, Malcolm Brogdon was bad. Grant Williams was bad. Nobody did anything. They had to rely on Jaylen Brown, and what happened? Stunk it up. And I'm not going to take it all away from Jayson Tatum. My guy, your idol is Kobe. If Kobe twisted his ankle, he would have dropped 50 just because he's pissed that he sprained his ankle, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no, sprain your ankle in game 7, who cares, bro? Even if you win this game, you have 2 more weeks left of the season in the finals. Come on, bro. 14 points on horrible shooting, it's not it. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. But I'm happy the Miami Heat were win. I was cheering for the Miami Heat. I hate the Boston Celtics. They're a bunch of floppers. Jayson Tatum is extremely overrated in my opinion. Jaylen Brown, have fun in China. And yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm happy that the Miami Heat won, and I'm super happy for all the guys, all the undrafted guys, especially Jimmy Butler, man.
And I want to bring up some points. Like, something that makes it worse for Jaylen Brown right now is that, like you said, he was supposed to be their main ball handler after Jayson Tatum not going down with an injury, but getting hurt and his game being affected. But before the series even started, he was telling the Celtics fans, like, if you're going to the game, like, you better be loud. Like, it hasn't really been as loud this season in the playoffs. And, like, he really didn't do much to, I guess, make them really cheer because they lost, obviously, like, the first 2 games in Boston. And there's, like, a good chance that he has a burner account before the conference about, like, how the Celtics don't deserve him and all that stuff. And then Robert Williams did go into the game like mid-first quarter, I'm pretty sure. He might have started, but I think I got that wrong. But he did make somewhat of an impact, but I feel like he's in a weird spot with the Celtics. It's like they don't really play that big, but yeah, I don't know. And he's a weird player to me. Like, I literally do not see him in the regular season at all, except for the playoffs, because like
He was out
usually
all this season.
Yeah, like you always hear that he's injured. But yeah, and I don't think we can miss it because, you know, he is a Colorado kid, but Derek White with that Game 6 game winner.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about that, man.
Yeah, we
have
to talk about it.
That Game 6 ending was ridiculous, bro. Oh my god, yeah. How did we miss that?
Like, I really thought it was over. Like, I thought maybe he touched it, but when the buzzer went off, but nope. We witnessed one of the best playoff buzzers, buzzer beaters.
Insane hustle from Derek White. Max Strus, all he needed to do was box out, and Miami's going to the finals 2 days earlier. But instead, this bug-looking ass fucking gets to the ball immediately. But if you look at the replay, like, they had everything covered. Like, Marcus Smart shot it. If it was right, Jayson Tatum was right there to do the same exact thing as Derek White. Just easy putback layup. And then if it went to the left, which it did, Derek White was right there. Just brain farts from Miami all around. I guess they thought the clock was going to expire as it was in the air, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I wasn't, like, I guess, confused with Max Strus, because like, I think he was waiting and expecting the buzzer to go off, so that's why he didn't box out. Because, I mean, I wouldn't have boxed out in his position, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to do anything you can. And also, when he was guarding the inbounder, which was Derek White, he wasn't facing him. If you go back and watch
Yeah.
the replay, after White passes it inbounds to Smart, he's wide open. Like, Smart could have easily passed it to Derek White, and he would have had a wide open three because Max Strus wasn't even looking at him. His back was facing towards him. So that was a crazy ending. You know, Jimmy hit those crazy threes. Or not threes, 3 free throws. Those crazy 3 free throws, ice in his veins. Literally, finals trip on the line for him. But then the impossible happened. 0.1 seconds. 0.1 seconds. I mean, it doesn't matter now because Miami ended up advancing no matter what. But speaking of that, I don't know if you saw, but there's been a bunch of talk about how when Al Horford fouled Jimmy Butler on that 3-pointer, there was like 2.1 seconds left. Yet for some reason they brought it back to 3.0 because they did look at it. It did seem like 2.1 was wrong. But if you do slow it down, like Jimmy's on his upward descent with his shot and Horford slaps his arm. The contact happens around like when I watch it like 2.7, 2.6, 2.8 around that time. And obviously normally that wouldn't make the biggest difference, but in this case it makes the biggest difference. Because Derek White was able to get that shot off with 0.1, 0.2. Do you think that was wrong that they put 3.0 seconds or what?
I mean, yeah, they probably were. I think they were wrong with 3.0, but at the same time, like whether anyone wants to consider it like, oh, they were trying to help out Boston, like I think that is so hard to try to like time or because like 3 seconds is a lot of time to get a shot off, but I don't know, man. I don't think it was like. I think they got the right call. I think they called it right with putting 3 seconds on
I
there.
don't think so because he slapped his arm at like 2.8. Like if you really go frame by frame, 0.1 by 0.1 at 2.8, 2.7 around then that's when the foul happened. And they could have easily distinguished that. They have the monitor right there. They can slow it down as much as they want if they decide to go to 3.0. I don't know if they saw some contact I didn't see at 3.0, but like I said, doesn't matter. Miami destroyed Boston. Just real quick, I want to talk to you about Boston has done nothing. They've been good for a while now. I don't know why people like to say, like, for example, there's a lot of narratives around how, like, because I'm a Warriors fan, I see this. There's a lot of narratives about how, like, oh, the Warriors beat this young Celtics team. Bro, they were in the 2018 Eastern Conference Finals, 1 game away from the finals against literally LeBron, and that's it, again in Cleveland, with rookie Tatum, Jaylen Brown, with the same exact team, but younger.
Yeah.
Like, bro, they've been here. Like, 2019, they were here. 2020, they were here, they lost. 2021, they were here, they lost. They lost. And then 2022, they lost. They made it to the finals, but then they lost. And then here we go again. They're like the 76ers, but like instead of the second round, the conference finals. Like,
Yeah.
they're the same thing. So I want to ask you, yes, Jayson Tatum's 25 years old. Do you think that he is for sure a number 1 option on a championship team?
I'm gonna say yes because I don't know if you can get someone better than him, like to put him on the same team. I think that's very hard to do. Because I don't think you can bring someone on better than him, but I think you can get someone that's very close. And I don't think Jaylen Brown right now is like really close to being as good as Tatum, if not better. Yeah, he's not better.
I'm going to say no because it's not like he didn't choke this year, really. But after what I watched last year, I can't trust him to win you a championship. He completely folded, and people don't talk about it enough. Yeah, it was talked about a bit. You know, Tatum, he was only averaging like 22 points in the series. He had a bunch of stinkers. But, like, if you actually watch the games, dude was horrible. He was shooting extremely inefficient. He was getting clamped up by Nemanja Bjelica and Gary Payton, who's like 6 inches shorter than him. It was horrible, man. And that's why I think I can't trust him. I would trust him if, for example, he does a pairing such as like the KD and Booker pairing. Like if he pairs him up with another number 1 star, you know, Devin Booker, he led his team to the finals as number 1 option. He brought KD in, who's another number 1 option. If Tatum does the same thing, yes. But is he going to be the first option on that team? Maybe not. Maybe so. Maybe it'll be 1A, 1B between him and the other star. I'm going to say no. this team is extremely good. Like, this team is really good all around, bro. Like, Al Horford at 35 years old and the past other years when he was younger, extremely good. He literally, Al Horford won them game one in San Francisco last year, like, single-handedly, literally.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, I mean, obviously, like, aside from this big game choke, Jaylen Brown is an extremely good player, an all NBA caliber. He could get a supermax extension. He's a good player. Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year, really good point guard. He's been in the league for a long time now. He's really good. Robert Williams, Derek White, Malcolm Brogdon this year. I'm probably missing someone. Like, dude, I don't understand, like, how you can't win a championship one of these years since, like, 2018. He was the first option his rookie year in 2018 when they faced Braun in the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's why I say no, but it's an interesting debating topic, and, you know, I don't know where the Celtics go from here, bro. I feel like Jaylen Brown, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a lot of star movement this offseason, and I think that starts with Jaylen Brown. I hope he doesn't get traded to the Warriors because we do not need a choker as our second option when we would have to give up somebody like Andrew Wiggins probably to get him, but I don't know. There's been hints since, like, January that he's, like, doesn't want to be around the team anymore, so we'll see about that. I don't know what other contracts they have expiring. We'll see once we get into free agency and everything, but yeah, that's my take on that.
And one more thing about the Jayson Tatum possibly or not being a number one option. I think that he can when he's consistent, because in past playoff series this year, one of the games, I think it was the same series where he had where he like traveled twice and he just made some very bad shots. Yeah. So when he's consistent, like he's the number one option, but I don't know what to do with him right now. I would probably get him a better center, but like you said, he's had such a great supporting cast, and he just hasn't been able to get it done.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's just not that good. Like, I hope that Game 7 in Philadelphia doesn't change everyone's mind, because that was against quite possibly the biggest choking trio in NBA history of Doc Rivers, James Harden, and Joel Embiid. So I hope people don't take that too out of context. I don't know why people don't talk about last year's finals enough, because I've never seen a superstar play so bad in the finals. Normally, that's when they put their heart, blood, sweat, and tears on the line. No, Jayson Tatum choked completely. Jaylen Brown was 3 times at least better. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I got for the conference finals, if you got anything.
And Miami's a great team, but at the same time, they're an 8th seed.
They're an 8th seed, and their entire supporting cast is undrafted players. They're good. Yeah. When I say undrafted players, I hate saying that. I hate, like, when the media brings up, like, oh, their whole supporting cast is undrafted players. Yes, but they're good. And I'm not trying to say that. But yes, they are undrafted players, and who Miami developed. Jimmy Butler makes them get better because he's a team player. And that's why they're playing so good. Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent. Caleb Martin went off this game. Like, I mean, come on. If Jimmy can do it with them, you had 5-6 chances now, Jason. Come on, man. I mean, that's what I gotta say. All right, so that'll do it for the 5th episode of us wrapping up our thoughts on the conference finals. Stay tuned. We will release our official finals preview, full breakdown of the Heat versus Nuggets series. That will be coming either Wednesday or Thursday before tip-off. We're going to be talking about every single thing, all the little details, Heat versus Nuggets, and we'll give our official predictions. So that's all for me. If you got anything to say, David.
Yeah, go Nuggets.
Go Nuggets, baby. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.